Good morning, learners and viewers. Welcome to the session for Logistics and Supply Chain Money, MMPO005. We will be continuing from where we left in our last session. That was efficient consumer response. The efficient consumer response concept, which is popularly known as ECR, is a strategic choice for many organizations to survive, grow in the current business environment, which is driven by competition, speed, technology, customer satisfaction, and ever changing customer preferences. ECR provides a competitive advantage to differentiate from other players. Now, the thing is that what is the structure and the system of this ECR? ECR has a long term impact on the effectiveness of the value delivery system to the customers by way of a collaborative relationship between manufacturers, wholesalers, retailers, brokers, and transporters through application of advancement in information and communication technology, what we call it as ICT. Many organizations have switched over from product focus to customer focus. Application of technology for data capturing and processing to help quick and accurate decision making is a must. EDI and barcode technology can only enable transfer of POS data to the channel partner and avoid losses due to over understocking of products throughout the channel. Earlier, firm used to produce goods as per their capacity and convenience to achieve economy of scale and profitability. Now, the manufacturing plants are customer driven and there is a major dependence on point of sale data at SQ level, that is stock keeping unit, for forecasting in many organizations. New product introduction systems will be required to draw major inputs from customer feedback or customer survey. It has been done at a faster speed than the competitors, and frequency has to be improved due to shortening of product life cycle. Another important change necessary for meaningful decision is to introduce activity-based cost. We call it as ABC, instead of using full cost allocation system. The internet revolution will create a new dimension in achieving ECR: people, skill, value, and culture. Based on the current status of the organization in terms of availability of human resources and skill, the firm has to review the needs for training of existing resources and acquiring required skill through recruitment. In case of adoption of advanced technologies, one has to review its imperative for the organization to acquire new skills. Category management requiring cross-functional skill to decide on product mix, assortment, that is flavor, excise, color, etc. Coordination with manufacturing, purchases, shipping, transportation, account, contribution, profitability analysis, new product development, customer service, etc. will require new skills. Resources. Many major investment will be necessary to acquire the new advanced technologies and the necessary skills required to operate. Integrated supply chain network demands adoption of similar relevant technologies by the channel partner. In a situation when some of these channel partners are not able to arrange for the resources, the manufacturer marketer may be required to find financial resources with an objective to achieve total supply chain efficiency. There may be a serious need to improve transportation facility, to improve on speed to market advantage. And this can be done through owning additional trucks or by outsourcing. Leadership. In order to adopt ECR concept as a differentiator, sound leadership can play a very important role. The success of implementation will depend on the leadership qualities. The leadership has to ensure executive support, commitment to change, and empowerment, which are the key areas for successful ECR implementation. Strategic alliance can facilitate new product development, introduction, and market access, or ensuring timely delivery and is coming of age. Rediff.com has created such alliances with the partners like product, service, suppliers, transporters, couriers, and payment facilitators to be successful in their e-commerce ventures. Quick response and accurate response. Quick response is a retail sector strategy which combines a number of tactics to improve inventory management and efficiency while speeding inventory flows. Most quick responses are between manufacturers and retailers only, while fully implemented QR applies just-in-time principles through the entire supply chain, from raw material suppliers through ultimate customer demand. QR was first implemented in textile and apparel industry, and an adaptation called ECR was implemented in grocery industry. Customer sales are tracked immediately using EDI with barcode technology. It allows manufacturers to notify raw material suppliers and schedule production and delivery as required to meet replenishment needs. This allows inventory reduction, speeding response time, lowering number of out-of-stock products, reducing handling and obsolescence. In order to fully understand the role of supply chain management in an industry, it is necessary to study in depth the complexity of the supply chain for specific product groups, number of constituents in each level of the chain, the impact of constituents, performance in the value delivery system in general. The partners in the chain must understand what kind of support needs to be provided to each other to ensure overall cost and value optimization of the system. With the application of advanced communications and information technology in the system, now each of the constituent would be able to serve its customer pattern and improve the value delivery process. Some learning experiences are with the apparel manufacturers, electronical and electronics companies. The quick response movement. Quick response was the term used by textile and apparel manufacturers and retailers to describe buyer-seller partnership, relationship in which the buyer transmitted orders via EDI and the seller promised to fill orders quickly, depending upon the preferences and capabilities of the partners. Following features, as listed below, could be added to these two basic elements. This is UPC code system attached to product by the manufacturer and scanned at point of sale by the retailer. Electronic purchase order transmitted to vendor. Vendor marking of retail prices on garments, that is pre-retail. Point of sale data by store transmitted to vendor. Advance shipping notices received from vendors in advance of shipment. Electronic invoicing and electronic funds transfer. Most important element of QR strategy is an effective information pipeline characterized by shared information and efficient information flows. Kurt Salman Associates have outlined a two-step implementation procedure for achieving an effective QR system. The first step is to establish QR partnership with customers and suppliers and implementing the VICS, that is Voluntary Inter-Industry Communication Standards. And those standards of the following technologies, that is UPC product. What is the impact of technology? Never has so much technology and brainpower been applied in improving supply chain performance. Point of sale scanners allow companies to capture the customer's voice. Electronic data interchange, that is EDI, lets all stages of the supply chain hear that voice and react it to by flexible manufacturing, automated warehousing, and rapid logistics. Change relationship within and beyond the organization. Organizations that work without functional barriers are likely to achieve coordination with the various components of the supply chain. This also necessitates the integration of data across the enterprise so that all planners in the supply chain share common information. It is important for organizations to have horizontal and vertical visibility into their supply chains. Advanced Manufacturing Research, a Boston-based consulting firm, developed a supply chain model which emphasizes material and information flow between manufacturers and their trading partners. The change required by the management are due to the following changes: greater sharing of information between vendors and customers, horizontal business processes replacing vertical departmental functions, shift from mass production to customized products, increase reliance on purchased material and outside processing within a stimulus reduction in the number of suppliers, greater emphasis on organizational and process flexibility, and necessity to coordinate processes across many sites. Having pursued cost-cutting measures aggressively, many companies have reached the point of diminishing returns within their organization's own boundaries and believe that better coordination across corporate boundaries with suppliers and distributors presents the greatest opportunity. Uncertainty is inherent in innovative products and requires efforts to find how to cope up it by creating a responsive supply chain. A company can employ three coordinated strategies to manage uncertainty. Avoid uncertainty by cutting lead times and increasing supply chains flexibility to produce to order or at least make it at a time closer to what demand materializes and can be accurately forecasted. Second one is striving to reduce uncertainty by finding sources of new data that can serve as leading indicators or by having different products share common components to the extent possible so that the demand for components become more predictable. And the third one hedges against the remaining residual uncertainty with buffers of the inventory or excess capacity. It may be observed that the main pillar of success of ECR are the integration, collaboration, coordination, trust, openness, and sharing of information, as well as benefits all the channel partners supported by advanced information and communication technologies. Forming close ongoing relationship even with the carrier of logistics service provides that can help to have distinctive competitive advantage in speed to customer, reliability, availability, or other customer service factors. The efficiency and effectiveness of customer service is possible through dedicated and motivated channel partners, which partly comes through a well-maintained relationship at each level. Relationship marketing is the practice of building long-term satisfying relations with suppliers, distributors, retailers, and customers with an objective to have a long-term preferences and business. The ultimate outcome could be building a unique company asset called marketing network, consisting of all stakeholders, that is, customers, employees, suppliers, distributors, retailers, advertising agencies, university scientists, transporters, and any other service provider. Apart from these, from the use of computers, information and technologies, fundamental changes in operational relationship are required. High tech without high touch may not provide a long-term differentiator. Now, what are the strategic issues? In the present scenario, there is a pressing need of clear strategies to be distinctly different in unique, offering something different from their rivals. Organizations have been rushing to implement the latest ideas of management and struggling it to fit all the pieces together, such as TQM, TPM, re-engineering, time-based competition, benchmarking, restructuring, downsizing, cost reduction, ERP implementation, and supply chain management. These are the things organizations are going behind to achieve. All these improvements are necessary just to stay in the game, but that is not sufficient because if everybody is competing on the same set of variables, then the standards get higher, but no company gets ahead. Therefore, organizations need to create distinctive competitive advantages continuously. Now we move to Unit 3, that is models for SCM integration. The main objective of supply chain concept is to integrate and synchronize the service requirements of the customer or customers with the flow of materials from suppliers in such a way that any conflicting or contradictory situation rising can be balanced out. These conflicts could be like higher customer service, low inventory investment, and low operating cost. Supply chain management revolves around efficient integration of suppliers, manufacturers, warehouses, and stores. The main challenge being coordination of the activities within the chain and across it for improved performance, reduced cost, increased service level, reduced bullet effect, resource utilization, and effective response to the market changes. Development of an integrated supply chain requires management of material and information flow and to be viewed from three perspectives, that is strategic, tactical, and the third one is operational. Integrated supply chain or value chain. Integrated integration of supply chain and demand chain can be seen with three angles as number one, strategic level. What should be the focus of the strategic level? What are the objectives and policies for the supply chain? And how can they be developed to achieve competitive superiority? Second one is how to develop the physical components of the supply chain. Now, we can see at stage one, that is Baseline elevation principle. Here, simple things are involved, that is, purchasing to material control that comes under material flow, production is going on, then comes your sales, and sales is related to distribution, which comes under customer service. When we move on to stage two, that is functional integration. It is then management is related to manufacturing management, and manufacturing management is related to distribution. Here, material flow is there. In stage three, that is internal integration. When this is happening during the production process. Materials management is related to manufacturing management. It comes under material flow. And from manufacturing to distribution, it is the customer service. Now, at the fourth stage, that is the external integration. Now, last part starts. That is the supply to internal supply chain, which is a part of material. And from internal supply chain, it goes to the customer, which comes under customer service. And this was the model which was given by Stevens for supply chain integration. It is a four-stage phenomenon. Tactical level, this focuses on the means by which the strategic objectives could be achieved. The various objectives for each element in the supply chain provides the direction for achieving the balance within the supply chain. It involves identifying the necessary resources with which the balance could be achieved. The third one is operational level, the implementation level in the model, and aims at converting the objectives and policies so formulated into workable solutions. This is also the supply chain development phase, and the strategy and plans for implementations are evolved. Implementation plans require a time-phased program of allocation of resources all through the supply chain. Stage one is a situation in which the company approaches the supply chain tasks in discrete decisions with the responsibility lodged in each of the tasks sector. The result is usually a lack of control across the supply chain function because of organizational boundaries, preventing the coordinated decision from achieving an all-over customer service objective. Under stage two, that is the stage of development, is denoted by functional integration of the inward flow of the goods through material management, manufacturing management, and distribution. The emphasis is mainly on cost reduction rather than on performance achievement, and is focused on discrete business functions with certain attempts at achieving internal trade-off between purchasing discounts and inventory investment, and also plant operating cost and batch volumes. Stage three, it accepts the necessity of managing the flow of goods to the customer by integrating the internal activities. In this stage, the integrated planning is achieved by using distribution requirement planning, that is ERP, just in time and manufacturing techniques, etc. Stage four, that is the external integration. It extends the integration to external activities. While doing so, the company becomes customer oriented by linking the customer procurement activities with its own procurement and marketing activities. Supply chain strategies. We normally follow two strategies for an effective integration. That is push and pull. The second way is push pull. Push based supply chain. Long term forecasts are the backbone of push based supply chain model. As regards the production and the distribution decisions are concerned. So, typically, though the manufacturer bases demand forecasts in order received from the retailers' warehouses. Therefore, it takes much longer for the push-based supply chain to react to the changing market, which may lead to inability to meet changing demand patterns, obsolescence of supply chain inventory, as demand for certain products disappears. In push-based supply chain, we fixed extra transportation costs, higher inventory levels, and higher manufacturing costs due to need for emergency production changeovers. Pull-based supply chain, under this supply chain, the production and distribution is based on demands so that it can effectively coordinate it with true customer requirements rather than forecasts. Inventory is on farms following the full system is negligible and it responds only to orders per se. This system is more attractive in nature because it leads to a lesser lead time since better anticipation is made on customer demand and retailers, lesser inventory with the retailers, a decrease in variability due to reduction in lead time, and decreased inventory with manufacturer due to reduction in variability. Whereas in a pull-based supply chain, there is a considerable reduction in inventory, enhanced resource management, and a comparable reduction in system cost to push-based system. At the same time, pull-based systems are difficult to implement when lead time are long and it does not practical to it is and it's not practical to react to the demand information. Moreover, since the systems are not planned well in time, it is difficult to do. Push-pull strategy. This is an ideal mix of both push and pull strategy, in which the first half of the system is based on push method and the remaining half is based on pull method. The interface between the two models is push-pull boundary. In order to comprehend the strategy better, one has to consider the supply chain timeline. That is the time that elapses between procurement of raw material and the delivery to the customer and the end of the timeline. The push-pull boundary exists somewhere in between this timeline and denotes the time when the company switches from one strategy to another. What is meant by demand management? It seeks to estimate, control, smooth, coordinate, balance, and influence the demand and supply for a firm's products and services in an effort to reduce total cost for the firm and its supply chain. It accepts forecasts from the other functions and updates, these based on real-time demand. It is also directly related to supply in order to adjust the flow of raw material and services. So how can we establish control in demand management? It can be done by execution of effective production schedule, calculation of inventory levels, capability and capacity of the system, developing of customer service. It is also responsible for smoothing and streamlining production after the master production schedule is in place and has been released to internal production and external suppliers. Demand keeps on changing on a day-to-day basis. Therefore, the demand manager should have contingencies in place in coordination with the supply chain members so that necessary modification can valid time. What are demand-driven strategies? Demand forecast and demand shaping are the two different processes which helps in generating information for integrating demand information into the supply chain planning process as it is enumerated below. First one is demand forecast. That means a process in which historical demand data are used to develop long-term estimates of expected demand. That is forecast. The second one is demand shaping. It is a process in which the firm determines the impact of various marketing plans, such as promotions, pricing discount, rebates, new product introduction, and product withdrawal on demand frequencies. Then comes internet and SI. The influence of internet has been tremendous over a very short period of time. Changes are taking place rapidly, and the emerging e-business has its inherent advantages and disadvantages. E-business strategies supposedly reduce costs, increase service level, increase flexibility, and increase profits. But in reality, very few have been successful. These companies use the internet as a driver of business changes. Next is e-business and e-commerce. Now, what is e-business? It is a collection of business models and processes motivated by the internet technology and focuses on improvement of extended enterprise performance. E-commerce is the ability to perform major commerce transactions electronically, and it forms the integral part of e-business. Companies have realized over a period of time that internet can have a huge impact on supply chain performance. Internet can help in a big way to move away from the traditional push strategies to the pull system. But eventually, most of the companies have landed up with push-pull strategy. What is meant by pull-pull effect? Failure to accurately estimate demand and share information among supply chain entities can result in bloated inventory level due to cumulative effect of pure information cascading through a supply chain. If a firm does not have information of the demand, it will unnecessarily carry a load of additional inventory or even increase the lead time to cater the uncertainty. Either ways, the inventory gets blocked. If the lead time increases, so will the buyer increase order quantities. This will result in the suppliers interpreting this to be growing customers' demand. To meet the increase in demand, demand falls off because the buying firm has excessive stock available. The resulting is firing of employees, selling of assets in order to reduce the capacity. This phantom demand in SCM is called as bullwhip effect. In other words, the increase in variability as we travel upwards in supply chain is referred to as bullwhip effect. Therefore, in order to identify and control the bullwhip effect, why don't we put our minds together to find some solution to counter this effect and remove it almost completely? Now let us take two cognizance of the various environmental factors, that is customer behavior, consumer behavior, market research, and area study into effect to counter this problem. For a moment, let us get into a model called Direct Information System, what we call it as DIS, in which we allow the manufacturer to get direct information from the customer basis rather than the retailers and wholesalers or the distributors. It will require the following: a thorough knowledge on the consumer behavior to include peculiar habits as available in the Indian context and differ state to art, region to region, a detailed market research. Thirdly, an area study compendium to know about the area per se, which will ease out transportation, warehousing, and material handling activities. The last 2 or 3 years consumption report analysis, and last but not the least, an integration of these factors under one common head, that is DIS. Now, this is the DIS model for negative bullwhip effect by DTC level, that is direct to consumer. On the left side, you can see that there is a relation between five stages. That is direct information system, that is DIS, which is related to environmental realities, area studies, consumer behavior, and market research techniques. Whereas the direct, these all five are related to the manufacturing. Now, if we talk about in terms of consumer, the consumer will be sending the response to the manufacturer, that is direct to consumer and two-way traffic. And in between of the screen, you can see that there is distributors, wholesalers, retailers, feedback command. That means it is a reverse process. The consumer is sending the feedback, it is sent to the retailer, it gets to the wholesaler, then the distributor, and then it goes to the manufacturer. This is how all these areas are interrelated depending upon the conditions in which they are being studied. Now that is Unit 4, Strategic Supply Chain. After having seen the various models for SCM, integration, supply, and demand, now let us take a closer look at the strategic supply chain. The success in the manufacture of today revolves around the services related to both product management and consumer satisfaction. The perspectives are shorter product life cycle, quality control, timely delivery, low cost delivery options, reduction in cost, both production and to the end user, and waste management. The imperatives for supply chain strategies are global sourcing, global networking and marketing, resolution in global business processes, customer-centric management activities, integrated planning system, and integration of functional activities in the supply chain towards a common goal of competitive advantage. Now, how this supply chain grows. According to Hicks, the imperatives for growth of supply chain are enhance customer expectation. Competition worldwide has led to maximum emphasis on customer service over the years. The value of the product can only be determined when the product reaches the customers in time and at suitable place. The value of customer service has acquired such dimensions that if the product doesn't reach on time, the sales will be lost to competitors who suffer same time. An ideal substitute. This can further be classified under pre-sanction elements, transaction elements, post-transaction elements, pressure of quick response, impact of globalization, and organizational integration. These are all the factors which has to be classified. What are the trends in SC? The major trend in SCMs are co-worker shifts. It is defined as the development of a long-term relationship with a limited number of suppliers on the basis of mutual confidence. The benefits are, what are the benefits of co-makership? Shorter delivery lead times, reliable delivery, lesser schedule disruption, low stock level, lesser quality problems, stable prices, and higher priority to audit. Third party logistics. Outsourcing operations like storage, transportation, and delivery improves service levels, reduces cost, and increase flexibility. It also helps in reducing the cost of trucks, warehouses, and certain infrastructure requirements, and allows firms to acquire new technologies and enter new markets. What are the principles of post-procurement? The time when the product is ready for sales to be the is known to the organization, and consequent delay in labeling, packaging, and pricing till the last moment is called principle of post-procurement. The sole objective is to minimize the risk of giving furnished products to the various points of the supply chain by delaying the product differentiation to the latest possible moment before customer purchase. Enterprise Resource Planning or ERP. ERP are basically information integrators that may help in binding various business processes in an enterprise. It also helps in streamlining and re-engineering of various processes, focusing on value activities and eliminating non-value added activities. Due to influx of IT, ERP has been able to provide a wide information base with an aim to optimize resources. This has further helped in inbound logistics, transportation, materials management, and accounting and management. DRP, on the other hand, helps in estimating inventory requirements and stocking area and ensures supply sources are able to meet the demand. It incorporates policies on safety stocks, information and relation between demand forecast, inventory levels, and manufacturing and distribution chain. Strategic decisions. Strategies are a set of important decisions derived from a decision-making process of the top management in the organization. In order to ensure success, the strategic changes that are being incorporated in the supply chain has to conform to well-defined strategies formulated by the company from time to time. The top management in the company forms the strategic decisions and successful execution of these decisions should provide a cutting edge to the organization. Areas that require strategic decisions are warehousing, transportation, IT, and make versus buy. The following are the reasons propounded by Christopher for not following the integrated supply chain. First one, few managers retain and grasp of a process from one end of the pipeline to the other. As a result, the way things get done can reflect convenience for doers, a desire to protect functional boundaries, and a lack of understanding the related consequences, both up and downstream of individual processes. Initiatives of changes are functional in nature and seldomly affect the cost of the system. They are custodians as a means of providing breathing space and as well as providing some hidden flexibility response to the product lead time. The individual function lead times contain slack and where this becomes embodied in a processing system, they are institutionalized. Actually, companies that have benefited from integration are placing ahead with confidence, and IoT as a whole has further added its integration of rigorous make versus buy. The main organization focus today is on outsourcing of non-critical components. These decisions are arrived at cost considering factors like capacity, leverage, an organization gets and the quality and confidence in working with the vendor. Make buy decision is a strategic decision and the area that has to be addressed in this development of the total cost model. The next consideration is the aspect of labor elements. Hence, once again, the need for simultaneous engineering is required mainly in those offshore areas with low labor rates. Over and above issues like labor rate inflation and challenges of overseas sources. Strategic supply management activities. As per Rudd and Zawar, supply management focuses on 10 strategic activities. These are environment, integrated supply strategy, commodity strategy, that is, must develop and update sound commodity supply strategy. The following activities have to be performed to ensure effectiveness of the strategies. The first one is strategy updating, technology access point, supply management organization, and the fourth one is risk management. Continuing the above strategic activities, then comes your data corporate strategic planning. Strategic sourcing. The firm should manage and develop a supply baseline with firm strategic objectives. Several actions should be taken that are periodic review of the activity suppliers, identification of the appropriate relationship, that is, between transactional, collaborative, or alliance for each commodity process class. Optimization of supply base with consideration and combination with several forces to increase the importance of firms' supply base. Strategic supply alliance. It is developing and managing a supply alliance frequently are two of the most crucial and most strategic activities undertaken by the firm. Institutional trust is a key perspective to supply alliance. Supply chain and networks. This helps in developing and managing the supply alliances, but in more complex. IT and relationship skills are essential prerequisite for personnel assigned to the task. Charles Fine, in his book, Close Speed Writes, the farther you look upstream in your technology supply chain, the more vitality you lose. Then comes social responsibility. Supply management must develop and implement programs that will protect the environment, facilitating the inclusion of women-owned, minority-based, and small business in our economy to promote values in the workplace. Understand key supplier industries. Its impact is directly proportional to the knowledge of related industries in which it applies. They study and understand the industries that provide the key materials, equipments, and services, cost structure, technologies, competitive nature, and culture. Supply alliance. Supplier alliance plays a key role in strategic supply chain management activities across the world. Therefore, in order to develop and manage these relationships, and alliance a firm has continuous endeavor to identify methods to facilitate these relations. Supplier synergy is an important as the customer and that has to be realized in two senses. Risks and knowledge spread out these relations in their book, the executive guide to supply chain, supply management strategies. And they are annual supplier meeting, supplier discussions, workshop and seminars. Fourth one is collaborations and partnerships. Developing and managing the relationship. Supply managers at all levels should ensure and tailor appropriate action during the planning and the management of such alliances mentioned above, like instituting a cross-functional team, training, communication system, trust building, visits, specialized training, objectives, monitoring, and support. Management of supply chain is a challenging responsibility and a critical tool. Companies have to simultaneously generate and develop new ideas for innovations to maintain their relations and work in unison to the common goal without jeopardizing each other's interests in the overall gambit of supply by alliance and relationship. Supplier quality management. After having seen the supplier buyer relationship, we now see the quality control aspect of supplier units. Quality management dates back in the 80s, whereas with the Japanese companies developed a zero defect program for their products, primarily based on quality of raw material they produce. In every organization, there is a wide diversity of functions and structures for quality, planning, and control, and hence the first step is quality assurance in the structural basis for the procurement system that could be organic in nature and reflects the concern of our quality control in developing the relations of the interdependent organization throughout the supply chain. What are the problems of quality? The suppliers till late have been provided natural semi-processed material to the supplier for their finished products. Under such circumstances, quality control was never a problem since it was dependent on the quality of the raw material. Today, things have changed continuous considerably, and almost all the companies are engaged in different types of purchases and procurements, particularly very complex and highly engineered subsystems with critical engineering with other components. Therefore, some key features have to be evolved for a better buyer relationship and its effect on the quality assurance of the. However, the quality assurance, some activities are to be followed as mission. The company's mission policies and supply quality vendor have to be spelled out clearly. That is, guidelines as related to ISO 9000. Identification. Identification and develop qualified and capable suppliers who can assure of quality and weeding out the lesser variants. Communication. Communication is an essential and helpful in designs and specifications and also including changes. Development. Developing methods for detecting the deviations through reproduction and trials. Assistance. It provides assistance to the supplier on quality related problems and overcome them. Review. Periodic review of the performance of the supplier through supplies, rating and follow-up action against the poor suppliers. These activities are not sacrosanct and depend on the nature of goods being purchased, volume of the purchases, total supplier, repeat purchase, and research, design, and subcontract. How to define quality suppliers? A very tedious process and actions at hand by the buyer for is to find a suitable supplier who can generally meet the benchmark of the purchase. That is the best from the best within the cost under ideal conditions, of course. We can use follow evaluation methods to get the best from the best. First one is rapid. This is a variable factor and differs from company to company, big or small. For a big company, it is significant, and for a smaller company, it is almost zero. A detailed survey and market search help in identifying the best that can be delivered, the best within the cost per se. Database. Maintaining a database in financial functions have been very effective. However, it is development stage for the use in quality functions. Surveys. The purchasing and procurement division of the company is carrying out the selection of appropriate suppliers. Clarity of information is an important factor in this selection process. Then comes the trial and error. Sometimes this procedure will also help in choosing the correct supplier for the manufacturer. At certain times, obscure suppliers qualify to the requirements of the manufacturer and provides the goods as required. Then comes faith and reliance. This is another aspect that will help in getting the right supplier when the company requires the most. No supplier would like to lose out, compromise on the aspect of faith and reliability that has been bestowed on it by the buyer. With this, we will be concluding this session and we will be continuing further in our next.